Hi everyone, it's Ludo. Today we're going to continue transforming this small window into a French door. But before anything else, I start by removing its little blanket, the one that helps it sleep well at night. Then, using a straight piece of paneling, I mark on the lime mortar sill I made in the previous episode the exact spot where the brick frame will land once it's extended down to the door threshold. So now the question is, will everything line up perfectly? To think it through, I place 2 bricks. They're going to help me with the final decision, a little trio, you could say, and like often in moments like this, they work in silence, which isn't very surprising for bricks. This step is important because it will allow me to take the correct measurements for cutting the threshold. Why is it so important? Because if I make a mistake here, the entire frame will be misaligned. And speaking of the threshold, here it is. I chose a Travertine pool coping stone with a rounded edge. It's 3 centimeters thick and measures 100 by 33 centimeters. Why this choice? Simply because it allows me to create a natural stone threshold with a reasonable thickness, without overcomplicating things. The bricks will of course sit on the threshold, mainly to respect the direction of water drainage. But the real question is, should the bricks rest completely on the travertine? And the answer is no. I don't want the brick rows resting entirely on the travertine, so I'll cut 2 pockets in the threshold to create lime and stone supports under the future bricks. Now it's time to cut the threshold. And of course, gloves, glasses, mask, blade guard, hearing protection. You know me. And once again today, I'm lucky to have beautiful weather. Honestly, that feels pretty good. Next comes the adhesive. I'm using a flexible tile adhesive. Is it the best possible choice? Honestly, I have no idea. But one thing is certain, once it's locked under the 2 brick jambs, that threshold isn't going anywhere. I'm being pretty generous with the adhesive, mainly because I don't have a large notched trowel with me, so I apply a good double buttering, and now it's time to place the threshold. I gently tap it into position, and of course I check its alignment. While I'm here, I also remove this electrical conduit that's no longer useful. It had been embedded long ago following the joints between the stones. Here you can see my brick reference mark. It shows the overlap I planned. But you'll also notice a second line. Why 2 lines? Simply to keep my exact reference, down to the thickness of the ruler, in case the first mark disappears while I'm placing the mortar. Next, I start placing a few stones. As planned, I make sure the bricks won't rest entirely on the travertine threshold. Then comes the first brick. These reclaimed bricks I found on the property sometimes carry a few scars from their previous life, so the damaged faces will go on the inside of the wall, so the nicer faces remain visible on the outside, and in the end these reclaimed bricks match quite well with the ones already on the house. I also need to remove a few stones I hadn't cleared out yet. But what do I see behind this one? I think that might be a sign from destiny, so if you haven't done it yet, maybe this is the moment to subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, you can still hit the like button. This stone that needs to go here is a bit too long, so I cut a small piece off. For alignment, I keep things simple. I have a reference point at the top with the window bricks, and another one at the bottom with the stone wall, so I simply use my paneling board to align between those 2 points. As I go, I add stones to properly tie the bricks into the existing wall. Then I get an idea. What if I placed a brick vertically here? If it works, it will break the regular pattern of bricks stacked in pairs. So I give it a try, and actually, it fits pretty well. I make a little room so everything fits properly. Then I place 3 of them. I'll let the mortar set a bit so they lock firmly in place. Then I'll fill the remaining gaps. In the meantime, I move to the other side. Same method. I trust my eye and don't measure the brick height precisely as I go, but I still need to land at the right height, so I can install the vertical bricks like on the other side. So, did it work? Well, we're actually pretty close. Just a little space to adjust, but it will work just fine. I was really close to finishing, but it's getting difficult to continue without a bit more light. So I placed the last 2 bricks. Then I cleaned the travertine to remove the small bits of mortar that fell on it. And the next day, here's the result. Honestly, I like it quite a lot. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. There's still a bit of work left to straighten the inside reveal of the doorway, but I'll do that just before installing the door frame, so that will be for a future episode. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon on Renov'Home.